Hello, and welcome to the podcast, Your Biz Story. This is Tom Szabo, your host. Your Biz Story examines small business in Northeast Ohio. You'll meet the owner, learn about the business products and services offered, how the business got started, the challenges a business owner faces, and many other aspects of running a small business. Whether you're a consumer, business owner, or have thought about opening a business, you'll thoroughly enjoy today's podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Biz Story. This is the podcast where we talk to local business owners and we delve into the details of their business more along the lines of not just what their products are, but how they started the business. And we also talk about some of the challenges they face. So my guest today is Tony Brooks. My name is Tom Szabo, and I'm your host. Tony is from TERKK Computer, and he's located in Painesville, Ohio. A little bit about Tony. Tony is a graduate of Harvey High School, and Tony spent some time in the Marine Corps.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, yeah. Tony's very active in his church, and for what sounds like 37 years, he's been a deacon there. Mm-hmm. And this is at the New Hope Baptist Church in Painesville. He's affiliated with the Lions Club. He started TERKK Computer in 1986, and he's a community partner with Catholic Charities Workforce Development, and he teaches many courses, workshops in computers and various pieces of software. So, Tony, welcome to Your Biz Story.
Well, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, Tomas.
Good. Well, let's get started with, what is TERKK Computer Service Plus?
We are a full-service IT shop. We specialize in small businesses and residential computer services. We do break-fix services. We do wireless services for small business. We set up small business networks. We do a lot of remote support now. COVID opened that opportunity up for us to do a lot more remote when people were working from home. So we would go in because we were essential. We could move around, mask up and everything. And so we started blossoming in the remote field, and we're still doing very well in that.
So when you say remote, you mean you can literally, if I'm at home and you're in your office, you can get onto my computer and troubleshoot.
I can get on your computer in real time, and you can see what I'm doing while I'm working on your machine. And you don't have to worry about it being offshore or being ripped off. I live in the community that I have my business in, and there's been plenty of times when I've been up to Perkins where people will come up to my table and say, hey, thank you. But I don't want the people to come up to my table and, being hostile. So we take pride in our work,
Absolutely.
We really do.
Absolutely.
Being a locally owned business. And we just got recognized by Biz Story for being #1 in Lake County.
Terrific.
With Google reviews, 5-star.
Good.
Yes, sir.
So, is there anything that you do I don't want to say outside of the computer world, but that might be parallel to computers or, intelligent systems or things like that?
Yes and no. We have been doing a lot of stuff in the workforce development part.
Okay.
A lot of the cybersecurity for senior cybersecurity. We do classes on that. We're doing some classes at some of the nursing homes now also.
Really?
Yeah, on bank fraud and stuff like that. So we have some up and coming events happening the end of May and the beginning of June.
Okay.
So we cover quite a bit. That's what the plus is for now.
Yeah.
We do quite a bit of training, consulting, Tech Salting, I have 3 employees now.
I was going to ask you how many employees.
I have 3 now, and 2 of them are 1099 and 1 is W-4.
Okay.
And it's working out really well. Did I answer your question?
That does. Yes, yes, yes. That's interesting that, I mean, when you mentioned it, it kind of made sense that seniors do tend to be prone to scams.
Oh yeah, they're the #1 choice for the scammers right now, because the seniors, most of the things that you're doing now, to you and I, is second nature. To get on the internet and fill out an application, to order something from Amazon, to pay a bill, to do our banking. It's second nature. But to a senior, they don't understand the 2-step authentication process that you have to do. They're very trusting when it comes to someone on the phone. They're very naive when they get an email from someone that's saying that, hey, your computer's been compromised, call this 800 number. And you'd be surprised how many seniors have actually done that and called the 800 number, and then once they let the scammers in their machine, they get cleaned out. They get their bank account cleaned out, or they'll get their private information stolen, and now there's identity theft involved.
Wow.
So we want to make sure that we're letting the seniors know how to stay safe online. And one of the first things that I do when I run a class or a workshop, I said, I want you to learn this 2-letter word, no, N-O. You learn that word, no, and then when someone calls you, you just say no and hang up the phone. Because now, here's a tip, whenever AI calls, now they're waiting on you to say hello. As soon as you say hello, that triggers the AI to move over to the next level. So I always get into the habit of not saying anything, or just saying, hi, this is so-and-so, or hi, this is Fred. Change your name, change up. And if they ask you a question like, oh, we're calling you from the service center, ask the question back, which service center are you calling about? Because a senior, they'll always say, oh my God, they're calling about turning off my credit card or something. Yeah. You know, we look at it as second nature. They look at it as being informative. We can recognize when it's AI, they can't.
So are you holding the classes at senior centers, or where do you hold them? Yeah,
mostly now we're doing them at nursing homes and some churches. And we do a lot of the work right now is in the Cleveland area, and we're starting to bring it more back here.
So the nursing homes, is that for their residents?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Because a lot of the nursing homes that are assisted living homes, the seniors are still paying their own bills. And then we get the children of the seniors who are worried about their parents that have, they're still custodians for their parents. Yes. And they'll call us and have us work with some of the seniors. Altogether, I could probably count maybe 10 seniors that we've helped to recover money, because the banks now, they're being very difficult in giving the money back to you once the seniors have allowed someone into their computer. That's their loophole, where you gave them permission to get into your computer. See, so that's why it's important to say no and hang up. Because if you allow them into your computer, you're basically giving them permission to get into everything in your system.
You know, I got to believe seniors aren't the only ones who ought to know that stuff, huh?
Right. And the teenagers now, with the online gaming and gambling and everything, they're just as susceptible to these emails that are popping up saying, hey, you just won $800. Click here.
Yeah.
And then you click, nothing happens. Click, 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 nothing happens. But in the background, there's a lot going on where they're copying your address book and impersonating you. Have you ever gotten a call or email saying, oh, Grandma, I'm stuck in London and I don't have any money? I think, oh, that's right. Yeah, that happened to you.
It happened to me.
See?
Yeah.
And that was what, maybe 5-6 years ago, Ted?
It was probably longer, probably closer to 10, but yeah.
Yeah. And I had called you. I said, so you're stuck over in London somewhere? And you were like, no.
I'm right here. Yeah.
But see, at some point you had to get compromised in order for them to get my email address.
Right. They had to somehow get access to my address book.
Yes.
So they could then go to you.
So now imagine that on steroids now times 1,000, and AI is doing it. And you can't recognize if it's real or if it's AI. That's what's happening now.
You might be old enough to remember the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Hey, Hal.
Yeah, Hal the computer.
Yeah.
And so I guess they were trying to tell Hal he had to shut himself down.
Yes.
He says, I can't do that,
I can't
Dave.
do that, Dave. No. And that's how it is now. They can't turn this off. Once it's on, it's on.
Yeah.
That's what the big commotion is now. With AI, it hallucinates, and it'll tell you anything. It'll tell you anything that it thinks you want to hear. And remember, what's going on now is if you have and I hate using this word idiot, but if you have an idiot that's programming AI, guess what AI is going to be? An idiot.
Yeah.
And if you have a scammer that's programming AI, same thing.
Gonna be a scam.
Or porn, kiddie porn, or any of that
Yeah.
stuff. Now, that's why they're cracking down on a lot of this stuff. But we need people like myself, like the library, like you, who are doing these podcasts to inform people and let them know that this threat is real.
Well, and that gets into a lot of why I'm doing this, because I think so many times we as consumers, we walk into a business and we just see what's on the shelf, maybe. We don't necessarily know what people like you, the business owner, are going through every day, and what you have to deal with in order to make your business successful. That ugly word, profit, make a profit.
Have to.
So that you can use that money to fund what's going to happen in the future.
Yes.
And to grow the business.
Yes. And funny you should talk about that, because we just had a staff meeting this morning and we're talking about we have to increase our prices. And now we just did a 3% increase because of the fuel. Fuel costs when you're going everywhere. And because they're taking my cost up on the remote services and all the other products that we use, our firewall, subscription, everything is going up. So we're trying as hard as we can to do and keep everything manageable, because prices are going up, but wages aren't going up.
Yeah. And it makes me think a little bit about, you're trying to control everything. Your prices are going up, eating into your profit.
Yeah.
And your customers are backing off saying, wait, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. So we're being a little creative too, Thomas, as far as when we do a job, we automatically give them a 5 to 30 minute remote service.
Okay.
So when you get done, when we get done servicing you online or servicing you in house at our shop, 8 North State Street, Suite 100, Painesville, Ohio. Right? Yeah. And you get home and you said, oh my God, I forgot something, or I'm having a problem. You can call us, and then we go back into your machine and take care of it for you without an additional charge. We're very customer friendly, because that's our business. Our business is our customers.
Not only that, but people have to trust you to come into their computer.
Yeah.
Where their entire life may be.
Yes.
And let you wander around in there.
Yes. And I take that very personal also, because I lost both of my parents, but I remember my grandparents, and I remember the struggle that they were having with this information age.
Yeah.
And just seeing a lot of the people at my church and other churches and nursing homes that are struggling right now with that also. So we have to give back. It's not always about profit.
Yeah.
It's always about people.
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
other P.
Well, how did you get into this? What brought you? What got you started?
Well, when I was in the Marine Corps, I went signed up for the Marines in 1978. And when I graduated in 79, I went to boot camp, but I went in to be a diesel mechanic. That's what I wanted to be, was a diesel mechanic. I always wanted to be a diesel mechanic. And I went in, and the Marine Corps said, well, we don't need you as a diesel mechanic. We need you in motor T. So I started driving trucks, training. Then they said, well, we don't need you driving trucks right now. We need you in communications. So I ended up being a radio man with the Grunts, 0311s. And I learned a little bit about the communication part of it. But then when I got out, I went into the reserve, and I started working for First Energy Corporation.
Okay.
It was CEI back then.
Yeah.
And I spent 17 years with them, and that's when computers really started hitting the scene big time. And they came in one day and they said, you, get out. Just like that. And they had given all these guys, the older guys, these huge checks that looked like Social Security numbers, man. These checks were so big. And we thought we were going to get a severance package. It took them 2 years to give us a severance package, and it was like $6,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ended up taking the opportunity that the state of Ohio had for job retraining, kind of like what we do with Catholic Charities. So I started dabbling in computers, and I was home one day, and my wife had just had my daughter, and a lady from the church called and said, hey, I understand you could put a CD-ROM in a computer. My CD-ROM stopped working. I said, yes, ma'am, I can. So she gave me her address. I went over, I put the CD-ROM in, and an old Hewlett-Packard machine, and she gave me $100. I was like, ma'am, there's no charge for this. She said, baby, aren't you out of work? Don't you have to buy Pampers and milk and stuff like that? And I said, well, yes, ma'am, thank you. So I'm walking to the car with my daughter in this car seat thing, this thing you see the ladies walking holding them. Man, that's a hard job, very hard. And then I said, man, $100, that aha moment came. I said, man, if I do 10 of these a day, that's $1,000. Yeah, so that's how it all started. It all started there with putting a CD-ROM in a lady's machine. And I've been growing ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I'm not making $1,000 a day. That would be nice. But, still. But I'm paying the taxes. I'm being a responsible citizen and paying taxes and doing my fair share for the economy.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. What are the challenges that you face?
A lot of the challenges are there's a ton of people that are doing this. You have the guy that's doing parking lot PC, the ones that work out of their car. You have the people who are working from home, who have little home places set up. And then you have the big boys like the Geek Squad and the other companies, Tech Data, Cornerstone, Ray Paganini. He's a good friend of mine. He just sold his. And it's just hard right now to get a foothold anywhere. But God has been very favorable to us, and we're very personal with the people that we work with. And mostly word of mouth gets us around. Would I love more business? Absolutely. But right now we're dealing with what we were given in the lot. And I'm very humbled by it, that people still want to use us. And we've been downtown Painesville now for almost 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because we started off on Main Street, then we went to Fairport, then we came back to State Street, and now we're in the building that we're in right now. We've been there for a while, so almost 40 years.
And that's downtown. The building you're in. That's the Key Bank building.
Yeah, the old Key Bank building. Maroos Brothers bought that building.
Oh, they did.
And they're getting ready to remodel it. They're actually building the apartments that are behind the bank.
Yes, I saw that.
And they bought that building, and they're getting ready to redo the whole building. So we might lose our storefront, but they're going to be moving us to the drive-through area, hopefully. Okay. If not, we'll find somewhere else.
There's a lot of talk about the skills gap.
Yeah.
And finding people that can fill the jobs that are being emptied by the drain of the senior talent, let's say. Where do you fit in with that?
Well, funny you should mention that, Tom, because a lot of the jobs right now that are being eliminated are because of AI. And a lot of the kids that aren't able to get, including seniors who need to go back to work for healthcare reasons or whatever, insurance reason, they're not able to get in because of the algorithms that AI have in place to stop them from getting these jobs. So a lot of the jobs that are being created now are jobs that weren't here 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and they're all AI or entrepreneurial based. So a lot of the people that are being put out of work are actually starting businesses now and doing consulting or an amplified AI entrepreneur. Never heard of that until I looked it up on a TED episode and saw where a lot of the younger people now are helping the seniors to navigate the AI landscape as far as learning how to ask a proper prompt question. Okay. So everything is changing right before our eyes. And one thing we have to realize is that the more jobs that AI displace, who's going to pay for the AI? Who's going to pay for this stuff? Yeah. Who's gonna be able to buy the products that they're putting everybody out of work over? So that's something that we have to be very aware of right now as far as the workspace and training. You know, before you would tell people to go into data. Data's going to always be king. Well, now data is being absorbed by AI. Cybersecurity, we're telling them to go into cybersecurity. Now that's being absorbed by AI. Oracle laid off, what, 40,000 people?
40,000 people?
40,000 people, and that's worldwide. Now you could fact check that, but Oracle, you would think they would always be there. He said he would never get rid of people for AI, but when they see a profit there, you know, you can't blame them. You get rid of 10 people at $100K, you know, that's almost what, $1 million bucks. And you're talking about thousands of people that you're getting rid of to displace them with AI. So these data centers that they're building now, they're talking about jobs in there. I don't really see a lot of jobs because the AI centers are pretty much dark. So what are you gonna do? You can't sweep up. Well, the robots don't make, or the computers don't make messes.
I'm gonna guess that the internal environment has to be fairly clean because of the equipment itself. It needs a clean environment. So you're not even hiring janitors.
No, because they have the little robots that walk around. You see them at Sam's Club that go around mopping the floor. They have the robots that sweep the floor and vacuum the floor. You know, they're not going to need any of that. And most of those areas are very sterile. When they're keeping the computers.
Sure.
And the environment, or the what do you call that, where the airflow that's going in is pressurized.
Like the clean rooms?
Yeah, the clean room. So when you go in there, you're not going to have a bunch of dust all over the place. You're not going to have a bunch of people. You have people at first, but I'd say out of most data centers, you might have 10 people that's there running cables or troubleshooting. Most of that stuff now is done over the internet.
Wow.
So it's something to look out for. I do tell you this, though, that drone pilots are going to be in demand as far as with Amazon and all the pizza delivery places. So you're going to have drone service techs that are going to be needed to service these drones for now.
Yeah.
For now. But eventually that job is going to be replaced, too, down the road.
You know, as I listen to you, I think about the robotic vacuum cleaner that runs around, vacuums your house.
Yep.
And then it realizes that it's low on power, so it goes and it finds its plug-in station.
Yep. Back right up,
plug in and charge up, and go back to work.
They have it now also in China. If you ever get a chance to watch some of the YouTube episodes on China's AI, China is probably 20 years ahead of us.
Wow.
When it comes to AI and robotics. Our kids are a little bit further behind in the STEM. That's why I'm really impressed with Madison Public Library's STEM lab that they have over there. It's beautiful. If everybody gets a chance to come out and check it out, it's great because now the kids are learning to 3D print. They're learning laser engraving and everything else that's hands-on.
Yeah.
That's you get about maybe 4 years out of that before that's replaced.
I don't know if you remember, there's a guy by the name of Mike Rowe.
Yes, the Dirtiest Job.
Dirty Jobs, yeah. he's got a foundation that hands out scholarships to people who want training in the skills.
Yes.
And I remember maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he'd scrape up $1 million to hand out in scholarships. Now, this past year, he had $10 million to hand out.
That's nice.
And he had applicants, just bunches of them. More applicants than he's ever had in the time he's been doing this. So, you know, for young people or even people who are maybe job transitioning and you want to get into something else, there's a source for some training funds.
Oh yeah, and also the trades. The trades are always looking for people.
Yeah.
President Trump, I think his first term, he reestablished the apprentice programs. Wasn't a big hoopla over it, but the apprentice programs are bustling right now, and they're looking for people from all the storms. They need carpenters, they need electricians, they need plumbers, they need HVAC people, they need bricklayers, they need bridge inspectors. They have, and some of these jobs are paying some really good money.
Yeah.
You know, if you like working with your hands, you could always go to the trades. If you don't want to go to college, some people aren't college material.
Exactly.
I went to college for 3 hours, Kent State, with my dad. And my dad said, man, listen, you know, you barely made it out of high school. And when I saw the size of those books, man, they were like that, like this book right here, Moby Medical. You know, I was like, man, I'm not going, no. So I went to the military. But that's always an option, too.
Yeah.
But it's up to us. And I call us elders because we are now guiding these young folks and some of the seniors that need to get back into work to help them.
So where are you headed from here business-wise? Anything on the horizon you're looking at, or?
Yeah, I got my license for a non-medical home health care company. It's called Ready Care Home Health Service. And we're still rolling out right now, so we should be probably up and ready to take our first client by the end of June. So we've been helping out with that because I found a little niche market with some of my clients who are aging and they needed to go to doctor's appointments or someone to sit with them after they came home from a surgery procedure, light housekeeping. I love to cook, so I'll do meal prep, stuff like that. And I got a chance to do that with my dad. Spent a lot of time with him before he passed. And another client that you probably know, the Hurley, John.
Oh,
Hurley.
yeah.
I would take him down to South Carolina, him and Tara, every year, and kind of spend a little time down there. So that's where I got the idea to help. And just to help people. That's what I've always loved doing. And it's not about profit anymore. It's about helping people.
Yeah.
And as long as you're doing good, you will always be blessed. Your bills will always be paid.
Yeah, you know, and you listen to the news every night, and you know you don't hear those stories.
Yeah.
And you begin to think that our society is just heading right down the tubes. Yeah. And so we need to hear those kinds of stories and to realize that it's not all like that.
Right.
It's not all like that.
And we as a people, Tom, we have to start remembering that, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, you are. Yeah. Yes, we are. You know, and you see, if you have a few extra dollars, you know, pay it forward. And you see a single mom struggling to put $2 of gas in her car.
Yeah.
$2, and it's $5 a gallon. And some of us will spend $5 a day at Starbucks.
Right.
Buy some gift cards at Sheetz or somewhere and give out a gas card. Help people, because that's the only way we're going to make it as a society now, is if we come together and stop being pulled apart.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
My grandma would slap the taste out of my mouth, as she said, if I ever did not help someone. You know, she used to send me across the road to cut the lady's grass, and that was with a push mower. Not a gas mower, a push mower.
Push real mower,
yeah,
yes.
Why'd I got to do that? Because it needs to be done. And that's the attitude.
And real doesn't mean that it's fake or not, but real means that there was actually a real circular cutters
Yep.
that would be pushed up against a cutting bar and to push and to cut the grass.
Yeah, back and
Now,
forth.
now we're
Back and
showing our age, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. The kids looking at us like we're crazy. What? Labor.
Well, Tony, it has been terrific to have you here. I hope that some of our listeners get the opportunity to hear this and to realize things that are going on out in the industry and the marketplace, and stick their head into your shop at 8 North State Street, Suite
100.
100,
Yeah.
and say hello to you. So when you get a chance and you're in Painesville, stick your head in and say hi to Tony. You can, as I mentioned, you can find him at 8 North State Street. His phone number is 440-898-0078. And I want to invite all of you to support this man.
Appreciate it.
He's got 3 employees that they got to feed their family.
Yes,
So stop in and say hello and pick up a business card. If you found this episode interesting and you'd like to hear more, you can visit tom-szabo.com/podcast and see the past episodes. We're also available on the major streamers: Spotify, Pandora, Apple. And I want to give credit to Tony through his website here, TERKK, that's TERKK.com. And also we're here today at the Madison Public Library
Beautiful place.
in wonderful and historic Madison, Ohio. And check them out at madison-library.info, not .com or .net, but .info. So thanks a lot for listening in. Appreciate it. Like I say, if you want to check out some other episodes, check out my site. And Tony, thanks.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it coming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take
Still
care.
diving?
Whenever I can.
Okay.
Whenever I can. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Thank you.